Hey guys, in this video I'm showing you 6 things you didn't know or forgot that PowerPoint can do. Stay tuned. As a 16-year public educator, I know what it's like to be in the trenches. I know the frustration, the overwhelm, the discouragement, and the hard work. I also know the successes. The mission of my blog is simple: to help you find your more. More time, more from technology, more student engagement, and more hope. If you haven't been using Notes View in PowerPoint, it's obviously an oldie but a goodie, and several of these are. They're just going to be things that maybe as a teacher would enhance your practice because you haven't been using them as often as you should, or you've learned them a long time ago and forgotten. So I want to show you Notes View, and Notes View is a great teleprompter. If you go in to do recording, which I'm going to show you on the very last, that's trick number 6. If you need a little teleprompter, whatever notes that you put in here are going to act as a teleprompter for you, which is really cool. But the other reason that you could use it is if you're sharing this presentation with someone else, maybe you need to add some presenter notes, or just to jog your memory when you're giving maybe a live presentation. You probably know that you can go into View and choose presenter mode, which I'm not seeing right this minute because I'm not hooked up to a second screen, but you would have an option for presenter mode. And then you could look at your notes while your audience is seeing just your presentation. So let me show you 2 ways to turn on Notes page. Number one is actually under this same tab. So when I go into View and I go into Notes page, then here's the problem with this one. If you are saving to the server, which I'm a OneDrive saver very faithfully, then you're going to have to check this out, and then you'd have to save a copy. So I kept doing that, and then I realized that there was a better way. So you can go to View Notes page, and this will work just fine if you're saving to your desktop, your documents, or a flash drive. But if you want a place where you don't have to do any checkout, so I'm going to go back to normal view, then there's a little icon right down here that says Notes. Who knew? I did not until recently. So you can click this little Notes tab, and it'll bring up, similar to what you've probably seen on Google Slides, just a little place where I can type notes. And again, those will follow me, they'll save, and they will also act as a teleprompter when I get into the recording tab, which I will show you at the end. Okay, this second trick for PowerPoint is useful when you have a presentation with a lot of slides and you need to reorganize or see them at a glance. So you always have this little sidebar of thumbnails in PowerPoint. That's the view that I typically use anyway. When I scroll down, you can see on this presentation I have a whopping 58 slides. If I want to move, for example, my contact information way back up and I want it to be slide number 22, it's a pain. Sometimes your hand falls off the mouse. I don't know. I just feel like sometimes I do crazy stuff when I'm trying to reorganize slides. So instead, if you'll go into that same powerful tab, the View tab, there's a little tool called Slide Sorter. And Slide Sorter gives you your thumbnails, but they take up the whole screen, and then it's just very easy to click and drag what you need to drag and be able to see it without having to do a whole lot of finagling. So if you've not been using the Slide Sorter, or your students haven't, and you have PowerPoints with massive amounts of slides, check it out. I want to talk to you with my next trick about how you can make your slides look better than just the default templates. I don't know about you, but I think the PowerPoint templates are so exhausted at this point. I'm sure there are other good ones out there, but I just haven't found them without paying a lot of money. So I like to go on Canva, canva.com, and create my slides. And you can just choose down here, presentation widescreen is usually what you want to pick. But I've already created some, and I just want to show you really quickly. I'm not going to go into how to use Canva. I might do that on another day. But anyway, I made a slide for my titles and then a slide for things after my title because I have found that my subtitles get covered up when I use this presentation. I have to move everything over. So all I did was just make a copy of that first slide and then just tweak it so that it's not as busy on the following slides. So I've already downloaded those to use. I'm going to go into a blank PowerPoint presentation and I simply right-click on a slide. And I'm going to go into the word Format Background. I'm going to choose Picture or Texture. It tries to give you a texture here, and you could browse through the ones that they have available. But instead, I'm going to go to Insert Picture from File, and I have already saved this background as a file. Here it is. And I'm going to click Insert. And here's one thing you want to make sure you do. It's just over here where it says Apply to All. If you're going to use that alternate version like I did, you would not apply to all. but on the second slide, when you use the tweaked one, you would do that. So you just want to make sure you apply to all or not, depending on what you do. And then this is an image that is totally set in the background. I can't accidentally move it. All I can do is write text on top of it, and I really like that. So the other thing I do and my next trick is, the other thing I do when I'm making a presentation is I want to change the fonts, but I don't want to change them step by step, one by one. That's a huge pain in the neck. So I can come right here and change the font, but then I have to change it on every other slide following that. So I'm going to do Control M like more slides. That's my friend Christy Lingerfelt's trick. I will give her a shout out there. I actually want to duplicate. I don't want to do more slides. There we go. And I want to, on this next slide, I want to make the layout, excuse me, as I come up here to the top, design, no, layout, there it is, friends. That was not my trick. Let's get to the trick, title and content. There we go. So I want this title to be Brusher font. That is the font I use for all of my videos. And I want this title. So there is a little trick. You may not know about it, or you might. The other way you would use this is, I lead worship at church sometimes, and if I'm trying to make a PowerPoint presentation, and let's say I want all the fonts to go ahead and be bigger, and I don't want to have to just change that over and over step by step. You can use this to change fonts and font sizes and font colors. You can do all those things with it. So I'm going to go back up to the powerful view button. I'm going to go in this time to what's called Slide Master. And in Slide Master, it gives you all the different layouts of slides that you have over here, and will let you tweak on each one. So for example, I'm going to go ahead and triple click that to highlight everything. I'm going to go to the word home, and I'm going to set this as Brusher font. Okay. And then again, that's not going to impact this type of slide. So I want to do the same thing here. Set it to Brusher font. I'm going to show you how I just did that as my last trick. And once I've set that, I could change again, size, color, whatever I want to change. It's not obvious how you close the Slide Master. It's actually opened its own tab up here. When I go there, then I say Close Master View, and watch. Now it's changed those fonts. And if I were to duplicate this slide or make a new slide, Control M, it would automatically use that font. And again, I need to go back and apply this background, but you get the trick. Slide Master just allows you to make one change, and it applies to every slide in that particular layout. This next trick is small but mighty, and it's Control Y. I love using keyboard shortcuts because they just save some clicks. Control Y is courtesy of my friend Susan Dreschel, and it just means repeat the last action. So let's just say that I had wanted to highlight things in my presentation. I'm going to come up here. I had to highlight it. I came up here. I clicked the highlight button. Well, if I go to this next slide and I go ahead and highlight it, triple click, Control Y will highlight that without me having to move my mouse up here. I just think it's a little bit faster. It also will do other tricks for you. I forgot what I was doing the other day, but something in a table. So I want you just to try this, and it's not just a PowerPoint trick. You can use it in lots of different places. I've even, I think, used it on the internet in certain places. So just if you've done an action that required a couple steps, try to go and use Control Y, and I would love for you to leave a comment and let me know what tricks you've figured out with it. So the most powerful little hidden gem in PowerPoint is my sixth trick, and I saved it on purpose because it's the reason it's the capability I'm using to make this whole video. It's called the recording tab, excuse me, that keeps dropping down. It's called the recording tab, and if you don't have it, two ways to get it. Number one, you can right click and say customize the ribbon. And over here to the right, you will have to put a checkbox under recording. You also might want to add some other cool things like the drawing tab or the developer tab. If you don't have the ability to add that, you need to upgrade your PowerPoint, and you can talk to your school district about how to do that. But recording is available typically in the personal edition before it's available in the school edition. So anyway, talk to your IT folks about that. But the recording tab has these basic functions, and I'm not going to go through everything, but I'm going to go through my 3 favorite tools on here. Number one is recording a slideshow. Let's say that you have a presentation already created. It's beautiful. It's not this ugly white thing, and you want to annotate on top of it, do a voiceover, add your face, whatever you want to do. You can come right here to this record slideshow button, or you can drop down. It'll give you some options, but I'm just going to click that button. And I'm now going to record myself doing a recording. I'm going to come down and pick a pen color first and just pretend again that I've got something I want to annotate here, or a blank slide. You could use it as a whiteboard. Again, you remember when I talked about those notes being available for you as a little teleprompter? If you click that, you would see your notes here and you could make them bigger size or whatever you need to do. I have used that for one of the previous slides in this video. So I'm going to push the word record. It's going to give me a 3-second countdown. And I'm able to come down here and I'm able to turn on my camera or not. I'm also able to turn on right here if I want to see my face there. So I might be recording with the camera, but I don't want to be distracted by staring at myself, because you know we all look at, oh my gosh, I didn't put on makeup or whatever it is. So I can turn the camera on or off. I can turn the audio on or off, and I can pick a pen and make the pen thicker, whatever I want to do. And then I can annotate on this screen. I was about to put =2, y'all. That shows you I'm tired. And then I could come up here if I've made a mistake. I could clear the recording, or I could do the settings right here. But I'm done, so I'm going to come up and push stop. And now I've done a voiceover on my slides, which is really cool. And all I do is if I want to preview it, I can listen there, or to save it. This is not obvious, so I'm going to show you. You click this little X, and now that video, which is right here, is live on the slide. Now be aware, even though it's showing me a preview of the finished everything I wrote, that will not show up. It'll do in real time or in live time when you're showing it on the video, okay? The next button you can do, and I'm just going to add a new slide there, is you could do a screenshot. I think that's boring. You can do that in a lot of different tools. But the other one I cannot show you right now because I'm currently doing a screen recording. This is how I'm getting all the footage that I've captured for this video so far. But you'll want to use this button if you want anything on your computer screen to be visible to the audience. It allows you to select an area of the screen that you want to show. It gives you a little shortcut, Windows Shift and Q, if you want to stop the recording. And then again, it lets you go places outside of PowerPoint or within PowerPoint, like I've been doing, to do like a little demo. So think of the capability of if you wanted to capture a video or you wanted to do a tutorial. Maybe your school has a new learning management system or a new website and you want to give your parents a tour. Anything you need to capture mostly outside of PowerPoint, you can bring in with that screen recording tool. I can't record screen recording and give you a screen recording example. So if you need help on that, leave a comment below. I'll be happy to get back with you on that. And then my other favorite button here is just export to video. If you are in a school district that has stream, then you will have a little option here that says send to stream, and it's like your school's own little private YouTube channel that you can use to store videos. I don't have that capability, so what I've been doing for all the videos I'm making for you is I export to video. It creates an MP4. You can do all the way up to full HD quality, and then I have that to put on PowerPoint, or excuse me, on YouTube, or to share out with people. So I love the recording tool. It's my favorite thing about PowerPoint. I don't know about you, but I always think it's pretty cool to find out that a tool I've been using for my whole career does more than what I thought it did. So if you like those hacks, I want to share with you where you can get some more. So if you go to suzylolley.com/subscribe, you can also click that button just from my homepage and you scroll down past that big old face. You're going to see that I have 6 presents for you. Well, one of the options for the presents I'll send you, I've kind of customized it, is if you're the one who wants more from technology, you can actually click a button when you get your first email, and I will send you specific posts and a video that I made just for you that I've never shared anywhere else that is going to give you more tricks from old technology tools. The other place you can go is on my YouTube channel, which is just youtube.com/lollies. I have a playlist, and I have accidentally already clicked it. But if you go to playlist, it's called Technology Hacks. I have 17 videos there. Let's quick catch it before it plays. And I have things like, things about PDF you didn't know, or if you have an interactive whiteboard that, ideas you didn't think about doing with that. How can you use Office 365 for little ones? You get the picture. All kinds of little tricks there. There's another one about Microsoft Word. So if you want more tricks from old technology, I encourage you to go to suzylolley.com/subscribe or go to my YouTube playlist called Technology Hacks. Hey guys, I put my heart into these videos, so I hope you loved it. I hope you've loved all of them, but if you haven't, then make sure you go back and watch the previous videos. I'm making playlists for you all the time. So if you're somebody who wants time savers, there's a playlist for that. If you want to gamify, playlist for that. And all of my themes of my blog. So, did you like it? Go ahead and click the thumb below. If you really liked it, I'd love if you shared it on your favorite social media channel. I'm at Suzy Lolley on Twitter. And then finally, my very favorite is if you subscribe. Subscribe to YouTube and subscribe on the blog. Take care.